Hi everyone, it's Andrea from the Milky Plant community. Today I'm going to share with you how to make chocolate and oat mummy cupcakes perfect for Halloween. Let's get baking. So to start with, I am going to make some oat milk. I'm going to use my Milky Plant today, of course, for that. Now it's a really basic oat milk I'm making. I'm just going to put my oats in the top and pop the lid on. Now my machine's already plugged in and it already has some water in the back. So all that's left for me to do is to pop my bottle into the machine, turn it on and press start. So that is my milk all done, and the brilliant thing about using my Milky Plant is I now have ready-made oat milk in just 3 minutes. Brilliant! So I will be using this in my recipe. I'm just going to pop a lid on while we do other bits first. So into a large mixing bowl, I'm going to sift in my dry ingredients. So in here we're going to put some flour. This is plain flour, caster sugar, cocoa powder, some baking powder and some bicarbonate of soda, and finally some salt. So we're going to sift all this into our bowl. I'm going to give this a very quick whisk together just to get all my dry ingredients combined. And that is my dry ingredients good to go. So I'm going to set this bowl aside for just a moment. And now it's time for the wet ingredients. So into a jug set over my weighing scales, I'm going to measure out some of the milk I've just made. And to this, I'm also going to use today the pulp left from making my oat milk. So in this little container up here, you will see all my oat pulp. So that is going to go in with my milk as well. And to that, I'm also going to add some oil, some vanilla, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. We're going to give all this a quick mix together to get everything well combined. So that's all my wet ingredients mixed. And now all that's left to do is to combine the two together. So while I have been making my cake batter, I've had my oven preheating behind me at 180, and I have here lined and ready some cupcake cases. So I'm going to use an ice cream scoop to divide my mixture between my cases. If you haven't got an ice cream scoop like this that you can use, a couple of spoons will work just as well, and you want to divide your mixture equally between your cases. So that's my cases filled, and now they're ready to go in the oven. So while my cupcakes are baking and cooling, I'm going to make some buttercream. So into a mixing bowl, I'm going to pop in some vegan butter, and now we get mixing. So once your butter is all nice and soft and smooth, we're going to start adding in our sugar. So if I put all my sugar in one go, it's just going to come up in a big cloud and make my kitchen covered in icing sugar, sorry. So I am just going to spoon my sugar in a little at a time and mix it in gradually with my butter. So once you've incorporated all your icing sugar in, we're going to add a little tiny bit of vanilla and mix it in. So once you have mixed your vanilla in, if you find that your icing is quite thick and you'd like it a bit thinner, just to make it easier to pipe it on top of your cupcakes, just add a little bit of extra milk to it, a few drops at a time, half a teaspoon or so at a time, until you've got the consistency you want. Now be careful when adding your milk, you don't want to make it too runny or your icing will just completely flop off and not stay on your cupcakes. So you want to get the balance of it right. So once you have your buttercream all made, I have here a piping bag that I've already prepared with a nozzle. The nozzle that I have, as you can see, has a very thin slit. So this one is a 150, but you can use one that's a grass one as well, and just turn it the other way around so you don't get the ridges in your icing. So into my piping bag, I have folded the top over so that I can put my hand inside and cradle it to make a space for me to be able to put my buttercream in. So I'm going to grab a spoonful of buttercream and I'm just going to push it into my piping bag, and then just push it down as you go, topping it up until you've got your buttercream in there. So now on to decorate the cupcakes. So to start with, I'm going to put 2 of the eyes onto the cupcake. So I'm just going to put a little bit of icing onto each of the eyes and stick them onto the cupcakes. So once you've got the eyes on, all that's left to do is pipe some bandages over your cupcakes, and you can do this any way, as random as you like. It is really forgiving because you just want it to look like a mummy. And there you have it, beautiful chocolate and oat mummy cupcakes. Hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to hit like, share and subscribe if you have, and we shall see you next time. Happy baking!